wonderful English learners. Welcome back to Narra Speak English. I'm Narra.
And I'm Ethan. We're so happy you're here. Thank you for joining us today.
Today is going to be a lot of fun. We're at the airport, and together we will learn exactly what to say from check-in all the way to boarding the plane. So if you have ever felt nervous at an airport, don't worry, we've got you.
And don't forget, this is not just a lesson. It is your chance to practice with us. Whenever I repeat an expression, say it with me.
Before we begin, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Your support really helps us keep creating more lessons like this.
Yes, it really does. Every like, every comment, and every new subscriber encourages us to keep making new episodes for you. So thank you for your support.
All right, our flight to Chicago leaves in just a couple of hours. So let us head to the check-in counter.
I have to admit, I'm excited, but I'm also a little nervous. This is my first international flight.
That is completely normal, and that is exactly why we are here. We will take it one step at a time. By the end of this lesson, you will know exactly what to say with confidence.
That already makes me feel better. Thank you, Narra. I think I am ready.
Great! The first thing we need to do is find the check-in counter. You will usually see large screens showing airline names, flight numbers, departure times, and check-in desk numbers. Take a few seconds to look carefully. You do not have to rush.
So, the first thing I should do is find my flight on the departure screen.
Exactly. That is the easiest way. Once you find your flight, look at the check-in desk number. Then, just follow the signs. Airports are much easier to navigate than most people think.
That is good to hear. I always imagined airports were confusing.
Some airports are very big, but the signs are there to help you. Just stay calm and follow them one step at a time.
All right, I think I found my airline. And there's the check-in counter. What happens next?
Now, join the correct line. When it is your turn, walk up to the counter, smile, and say hello.
Just hello? That sounds simple.
It is. Remember, you do not need perfect English. A friendly greeting is always a great start.
I like that. Sometimes I think too much before speaking.
I think many English learners do. But real conversations are usually much simpler than we imagine.
That makes me feel much more confident already.
Great! Now, the airline employee will probably say, "May I see your passport, please?"
All right, I will hand over my passport and say, "Here you are."
Perfect. Now everyone, say it with Ethan. Here you are.
One more time. Here you are.
Excellent. That sounds natural. And you will use this expression in many situations, not only at the airport.
I like learning expressions that I can use everywhere. It makes them much easier to remember.
Exactly. After checking your passport, the airline employee may ask, "Do you have any bags to check in?"
What if I have one suitcase?
Then you can simply say, "Yes, I have one suitcase." Or, "No, I only have a carry-on bag." Both answers are completely natural.
All right, let me try. Yes, I have one suitcase.
Very good. Now, everyone listening, say it together with Ethan. Yes, I have one suitcase.
One more time. Yes, I have one suitcase.
Fantastic. You are doing great. See, we are only a few minutes into the lesson, and you already know several useful expressions.
I have to admit, this is much easier than I expected. I am actually starting to enjoy this.
Great. After that, the airline employee will check your reservation. Then they will print your boarding pass. Sometimes they will hand it to you and simply say, "Here is your boarding pass."
So, I should take it, smile, and say thank you.
Exactly. Simple manners make every conversation feel more natural, and they always leave a good impression.
Can I ask a question? What if I do not understand something? Maybe the employee speaks too quickly.
That is a great question. Do not pretend you understand. Just be honest. You can politely say, "Could you say that again, please?"
Oh, I like that one. Could you say that again, please? That sounds very polite.
It is, and people say it every day, so do not be afraid to use it. You are there to communicate, not to be perfect.
That sounds easier than I expected. I always thought people at the airport would ask lots of difficult questions.
Not usually. Most conversations are actually very short. After checking your passport, the airline employee may ask, "Did you pack your bags yourself?"
Oh, why do they ask that?
It is a security question. They want to make sure your bags have stayed with you. So, if you packed everything yourself, simply answer, "Yes, I did."
All right, yes, I did. That is easy to remember.
Exactly. Now you try it one more time.
Yes, I did.
Perfect. Sometimes they may also ask, "Has anyone given you anything to carry?"
If the answer is no, I can simply say no, right?
Yes. Or you can say, "No, they have not." Both answers are completely natural.
I like that. The answers are much shorter than I imagined.
That is one thing you will notice today. Airport English is usually simple. People ask clear questions and they expect short, clear answers. That makes everything much less stressful.
I am starting to feel much more confident now. What happens after check-in?
Great question. Once you have your boarding pass and your checked bag is gone, the next step is airport security.
I have heard people say that security can take a long time.
Sometimes it can. That is why it is always a good idea to arrive early. Then you can stay relaxed. There is no need to worry about missing your flight.
That makes sense. I would rather wait at my gate than rush through the airport.
I completely agree. Now, when you reach the security checkpoint, an officer may ask, "Boarding pass and passport, please."
So I should hand them over and simply say, "Here you are"?
Exactly. You already know that expression. See, you are using it again. That is how English becomes easier. You use the same expressions in different situations.
I like that. Instead of learning hundreds of new sentences, I can remember a few useful ones and use them again and again.
Exactly. Now, the security officer may ask you to place your bag on the conveyor belt. Then, they may say, "Please remove your laptop," or "Please take out your liquids."
I have heard that before. So, I should already be prepared.
That is right. The more prepared you are, the faster everything goes. There is no need to feel nervous. Just listen carefully and follow the instructions.
What if I do not understand what the officer says?
That can happen, and it is completely okay. You can simply say, "Could you repeat that, please?" Or, "Sorry, I did not understand." People will be happy to repeat the information.
That makes me feel much more relaxed. I always thought asking someone to repeat was embarrassing.
Not at all. Even native speakers ask people to repeat things sometimes. The important thing is understanding the instructions correctly.
That is true. It is much better to ask than to guess.
All right, we are through security. Well done. Now, let us find our boarding gate. Take a look at your boarding pass. You will see a gate number printed on it.
So, I just follow the signs to that gate?
Exactly. Airports have signs everywhere. Just keep looking for your gate number. If your gate changes, the information screens will show the new one.
That is good to know. I think I would keep checking the screen every few minutes, just to make sure.
That is actually a very good habit. Sometimes gates change, so it is always worth checking one more time.
What if I cannot find my gate?
Then simply ask someone. You can say, "Excuse me, could you tell me where gate B12 is?" It is a polite question, and people ask it every day.
Let me try. Excuse me, could you tell me where gate B12 is?
Perfect. That sounded very natural. And remember, there is nothing wrong with asking for directions. Everyone needs help sometimes.
I like that. I already feel much more confident than I did at the beginning of this lesson.
Great. Now, we have arrived at our gate. All we have to do is wait for boarding to begin.
This is much more relaxing than I expected. I think the hardest part is over.
You are right. Now is a good time to check that you have everything: your passport, your boarding pass, and your carry-on bag. It is always better to check now than at the last minute.
That is a good idea. I would probably check my passport 3 times, just to be sure.
I think many people do exactly that. It is completely normal.
How will I know when it is time to board?
You will hear an announcement, or you will see people lining up near the gate. The airline staff may say, "We are now boarding flight 245 to Chicago."
That sounds exciting. I think hearing that announcement would make everything feel real.
Absolutely. When you hear your flight, take your passport, your boarding pass, and join the line when your group is called. There is no need to rush. Everyone will get on the plane.
I like that. Just stay calm, wait for my turn, and enjoy the experience.
Now it is finally our turn. The airline staff may smile and say, "May I see your boarding pass, please?"
So, I hand over my boarding pass and my passport, right?
Exactly. The process is usually very quick. The staff will check your information, scan your boarding pass, and then say, "You are all set," or "Have a nice flight."
I like that. Everything sounds much friendlier than I imagined.
It really is. Now, walk down the jet bridge or take the airport bus, depending on the airport. Either way, you are almost on the plane.
I think this would be my favorite moment, knowing that the trip is finally about to begin.
I know exactly what you mean. There is always a special feeling just before you step onto the aircraft.
And once I find my seat, what should I do?
Place your carry-on bag in the overhead bin or under the seat in front of you. Then sit down, fasten your seatbelt, and make yourself comfortable.
That sounds easy. I think I can do that without any problem.
Of course you can. Look at how far you have come already. Just a little while ago, you were nervous about speaking English at the airport. Now you have checked in, gone through security, found your gate, and boarded the plane. That is real progress.
I have to say, this feels completely different now. If I walked into an airport today, I would know exactly what to do.
And that is the goal. Not to memorize hundreds of expressions, but to feel confident in real situations.
I think confidence grows, one conversation at a time.
I completely agree. The more you practice, the more natural English becomes. One day, you stop translating in your head and you simply start speaking.
That is something I am looking forward to.
And you will get there. Just keep practicing, keep listening, and most importantly, keep speaking.
You know, the airport does not seem scary anymore. It actually sounds exciting.
Exactly. Every journey begins with one small step. Today, you learned how to check in, go through security, find your gate, and board your flight. Those are real conversations that people have every single day.
And the best part is, most of the English was simple.
That is right. Simple English used with confidence is always more powerful than difficult English that you never use.
I think that is one of the biggest lessons from today's episode.
Mine too. Now, the only thing left to do is enjoy the flight. Have a safe trip, and we will see you at our destination.
I am really glad we took this journey together. At the beginning, I was worried about almost everything. Now, I feel ready.
And that is exactly what we hoped for. Learning English is not about knowing every word. It is about feeling comfortable enough to communicate.
I think many people wait until they feel perfect before they start speaking.
That is true, but the truth is, nobody becomes confident by waiting. Confidence grows every time you use English, even if you make a few mistakes.
So, making mistakes is part of learning, not something to be afraid of.
Exactly. Every conversation teaches you something new. Sometimes it is a new word. Sometimes it is a better expression. And sometimes it is simply the confidence to speak again.
I really like that way of thinking. It makes learning feel much less stressful.
That is because learning should be enjoyable. Do not put too much pressure on yourself. Take one small step today, then another tomorrow. Before you know it, you will be having real conversations with confidence.
And who knows, maybe your next conversation will be at an airport.
Or maybe on the plane, or in a new city, meeting new people and creating unforgettable memories. That is one of the best things about learning English. It opens the door to new experiences.
I could not agree more.
Before we go, we have a little challenge for you. Imagine you are at the airport right now. You are standing at the check-in counter. What would you say first?
Write your answer in the comments. Try using one of the expressions from today's lesson. Do not worry about making mistakes. Just give it a try.
Exactly. Every sentence you write and every conversation you practice brings you one step closer to speaking English with confidence.
If you enjoyed learning with us today, do not forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us create more real-life English conversations just like this one.
Thank you so much for spending your time with us. We really appreciate it. Keep practicing, keep speaking, and most importantly, enjoy your English journey.
Have a wonderful day, have a safe flight, and we will see you in the next episode.
Bye, everyone.